BadWolfMTG here, and you're watching the Aether Hub. Last weekend was the Pro Tour for Amonkhet, and I want to take a closer look at some of the top decks. So let's put these array of decks on the stack. Zombies took 3 spots out of the top 8, including the deck that won it all, the mono black version. Like one would expect, these decks were filled with zombies. Cryptbreaker, Dead Wanderer, Digraph Colossus, and Lord of the Curse make up the basic shell. I also love the chance taken by some to try out the black-white version of it. Adding white opens up cards like Wayward Servant, Binding Mummy, Anguished Unmaking, and yes, even Gideon, Ally of Zendikar. There's one lone copy of Green-Black Energy in the top 8, and it's not much different than what we've seen before. Greenbelt Rampager, Glint Sleeve Siphoner, and Long Tusk Cub are both your energy producers and consumers. Couple any of these with Winding Constrictor and things start to quickly get out of hand. There's also a full playset of the new Amonkhet card Bone Picker in the main deck. Flying and Death Touch seem like a fantastic way to handle Heart of Curious. I also absolutely love the sideboard choice of 3 Manglehorns to further solidify their position against vehicles. The final 4 decks of the top 8 were Teamer Aetherworks. Aetherworks Marvel is the obvious backbone to this deck. Rogue Refiner and Whirl Virtuoso are a great way to get the energy flowing, and if needed in a pinch, they can close out the game. But it seems that playing Ulamog the Ceaseless Hunger on turn 4 for free is really what you'd rather be doing. Notice how there were no copies of Mardu vehicles in the top 8 decks. The top 8 decks were very well prepared for this particular archetype and either had vehicles in their own sideboard to combat it or brought in some hate. Some of them even played the card Dispossesses. That being said, there were plenty of vehicle decks being played, and quite a few of them did really well. But it looks like Amonkhet has shaken up Standard quite a bit, and I'm loving the diversity. There are even multiple versions of Control. We had blue-red, black-white, and black-red. And the black-red one looks really spicy. It's got Chandra in it, 2 different Lilianas, and their dragon friend Glorybringer. There are even some Abzan tokens and blue-red Emerge decks that did pretty well. But I have to say my favorite deck was piloted by Patrick Dickman, Jund Gods. It has 3 whole copies of my favorite Doe goddess, Hezeret, and she's brought her friend Rohannes to the party. A trample enabler with Death Touch is exactly what any creature deck needs, especially when trying to plow through zombie decks. Adding black for removal brings this masterpiece together. I've noticed in my green-red Pummeler deck that I'm lacking a little in the removal spots with just using green and red. Fatal Push and Unlicensed Disintegration do a great job of shoring up that weak spot. And with the addition of that black mana, you can even play Scrap Heap Scrounger. The sideboard has quite a few cards for dealing with vehicles and Aetherworks Marvel's decks, and Release the Gremlins and Dispossesses, but what I absolutely adore are the 2 copies of Prowling Serpapod. Facing control decks for me is really frustrating, and it's nice having a card that can shut down my opponent's strategy. So let's pop the Standard off the stack. All in all, I'm super excited about the future of Standard. It looks like there's a deck for everyone to play. Let me know in the comments below what decks you've been taking out for a spin, and if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to the Aether Hub for more MTG content.